NASCAR fan, bored Sunday vlog number 5. Yep, I'm going to do a take, and this is kind of a follow-up to my last video. The slow laptop that's got the webcam will not let me post as a video response. I've tried on something else, but it wouldn't let me. So I'm just going to do it as a follow-up. I want to talk about posting fatal motorsports crashes on YouTube. I don't like it. I frankly think it should be banned. Now, I've been watching, knock on wood, I've never been to a race where a driver's actually killed. I've been present at short tracks 3 times where a driver's died of a heart attack. And that was bad enough. Once I was only maybe 12, 13 years old back in the 70s. That was bad enough. But you talk about, how many results would you get if you typed in Dale Earnhardt fatal crash? Too many. I have seen that crash way more times than I ever care to. I was watching it live, and I understand you're watching a race live or it's a fatal crash. I've seen way more than I ever care to. I can just name off a few. Grant Adcox at Atlanta, Terry Schoonover at Atlanta back in the 80s, J.D. McDuffie, who was the only one that I suspect it was a fatal crash at the time by the way the roll bars were. I believe all these crashes on YouTube, as well as the Dan Weldon fatal crash. And I want to, since that's the last fatal crash in major United States motorsports that I know of, in any of the so-called big racing series. I know there's been some on the short track since then, and you know, you just hope and pray it doesn't happen again. I've got good friends that race on short tracks. And so I was watching Wind Tunnel the night Dan Weldon got killed. Of course, that crash was, they did stop replaying it on the broadcast after they stopped the race. And I can respect that. When you don't know it's a fatal, you're going to replay it. When you realize it's bad, the networks will generally stop replaying it. But then the news broadcast will replay it. I don't know how many times I watched Earnhardt's fatal crash on the news broadcast. And till Dan Weldon got killed, I did not, I believe Speed Center on Speed Channel replayed it. I'm not positive on that. But till Dan Weldon got killed, I didn't have a whole lot of respect for Dave Despain. I disagreed with some stuff he said about Dale Earnhardt back in the 80s, and frankly I avoided watching Wind Tunnel because of Dave Despain. But due to the death of Dan Weldon, I decided to watch Wind Tunnel because the little promo for it said it was going to talk about the Dan Weldon death. So I turned Wind Tunnel on, and the first thing Dave Despain said, I'm old school. I'm not going to replay the crash. And that just changed my opinion a lot of Dave Despain that night. And I appreciate that. Now, just as a side note, I don't like police car dash cam. If they catch a fatal crash in a chase or something, I don't like that either. So we can do without them on YouTube. I know people will continue to post them unless they're banned, and so be it. I don't like them. I don't watch them. Now, I'm going to say one thing about the one time I'm okay with posting a fatal crash on YouTube, motorsports crash, and it's motorsports of any kind. If you have the full race and you're posting it, and I will give you an example, and I will give a shout out to Old School NASCAR, who I've subscribed to, posted an ARCA race from 1991 in Talladega. But in the very first line of the description, warning, fatal crash shown. I appreciate that, Old School NASCAR, and I will continue to subscribe. This has just been my take. This is Bored NASCAR Fan Sunday vlog number 5 is now over.